Welcome back, Crime Spies. Hello. I hope you had a nice weekend despite all of the news. All right, I had a great idea. So for those of you who are watching right now, I'm streaming hopefully on all three platforms. I actually didn't have time to double check, and I don't want to waste your time because this is supposed to be real quick. All right. So for those of you who have been following me over on Rumble, we're almost at 400 followers. We were at like 398, and then it dropped down to 395, and then now I think we're back up to 396. So that's good. On YouTube, we are now over 210, I think. I think the last time I looked was 214. Now, the only reason that happened, in my opinion, is because Brian on LTL podcast, I ran into him like a month ago. I need my glasses. Hey, so bright, these lights. Brian over on LTL podcast, I ran into him when I was covering the Danilo Cavalcante fugitive manhunt, 60-ish hours. And there was one night where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I stopped my live stream and went over to YouTube and found him. And I tell you what a nice guy. If you don't follow him over on YouTube, you're missing out. He's compassionate. He's kind. His chat is fantastic. His moderators are fantastic. He's given me at least 5 shout outs, posted the link to my YouTube channel, encouraged his fans. He had me on for like 10 minutes a couple weeks ago, and kaboom. We went from 128 to 188 in like 24, 48 hours. And since then, I'm sure the extra little boosts I've been getting, I think, like I said, I think now I'm up to 214. So huge thank you to Brian over on LTL podcast. Of all the people that I've attempted to promote in my with my small little menial little channel, he's the only. I mean, and I had just met him too, but took the time. So for those of you with larger larger channels, when there's a smaller channel that's, subscribing to your channel and, retweeting your stuff. And I know for a while there I was posting links to like other people, like, discussions. If you want to, watch a really great video or an upcoming live stream on Delphi, click here. If you want to watch, something pertaining to this, click here. And it's amazing how people do not reciprocate when you're a little tiny channel. I don't know. And then here's someone who, takes time. So there's my thing. Please feel free to, I actually should put the link to his channel, his YouTube channel, in the link below. But we're here now to talk about Audiobook Club. So again, Rumble has grown the most, but it is so stagnant or non-existent. Well, not really non-existent. I've got the faithful One Bad Grandpa and Patriot Pollywog and, a few others that, come in regardless of if it's politics or, true crime related. And I thank you all very much. But the true crime just is not growing over there. I think I dropped the ball with that Danilo Cavalcante fugitive manhunt, only having it on Rumble. I think if I would have done it on YouTube and Rumble at the same time, doesn't matter. Again, we're not here to talk about that. So going into my brain, I've on Rumble, I feel so free to post things like audiobooks and documentary series and, things subscriptions I have through HBO Max, things that you guys may not have the money to, afford a subscription. I'm more than happy to put that stuff on, but I can't put it on YouTube. And I do put it on Rumble, but a lot of those, well, the audiobooks, not so much, but audiobooks are more political. But again, audiobooks, you either have to shell out $15 a month for the membership or you got to shell out 20, 30 bucks for the audiobook. So I've had quite a few audiobooks on Rumble. I made a decision to put those on subscriber only. There's a $5 subscription on Rumble, and I've done that with Dan Bongino's The Gift of Failure and the beginning of Mark Levin, The Democrat Party Hates America. Now, Dan Bongino's The Gift of Failure was only like a 4-hour audiobook. Mark Levin's audiobook is like 16 hours. This Kash Patel one is 8 hours. So I started putting that on and wasn't getting any traction. So I thought, well, geez, God, because you have to put it under a whole different category. You can't just like upload it and then like change it to subscribers only or change it to unlisted or whatever. It's either you put it on the free side or you put it on the subscribers only. There's no way to switch it. And I'm like, I'm not going to spend 16 hours uploading this book and then have, no one subscribe. So, all right. So then I started thinking about a couple other ideas. And this is the one I came up with. So like 2 months ago on YouTube, one of the channels that I subscribed to when I was trying to figure out how to do this OBS thing was had a short video called Why You Should Be Live Streaming on Kick. And so I watched it. Kick is a platform, from the looks of it, it looks like more of a gamer's platform, like Twitch, which I've been down the Twitch road before. Aside from one very loyal audiobook / court trial listener, all I got was a bunch of gamers coming in during like victim impact statements going, "What's this bitch crying about?" Stuff like that. I got invited to an online orgy once. So I just decided this is not for me. It's distracting, number one. It's super disgusting, number two. So I thought, "Fooey, I'm not going to go there." So then when I looked at that, I thought, oh, God, this looks like another freaking gamer platform, and I just don't have the stomach for it. Well, about a month ago, the Shaming of Jay, a couple months ago, the Shaming of Jay got demonetized out of the blue from YouTube, which is just horrifying what they do to people. They've done that over the years. For those of you on the Rumble side, Red Pill 78 is a victim. X22 is a victim of YouTube, etc., etc., etc. iPod 1776, victim of, YouTube demonetization, erasing all their content over years with 200,000 plus subscribers. So, anyway, they did that to him. Well, he's on the true crime side. I met him through the Timothy Bleefnick trial when I don't remember what it's called, Muddy River News was asking me if they could get Word document copies of my all day long summaries of the trial going on, and then word for word put it in their freaking newspaper and never even gave me a credit until the very, very end. The guy's like, "Oh yeah, it's really great. There's some people online that, did really great summations. There's one, oh, what's her name? Crime Time or something." And then he laughs. I'm like, "You couldn't even get my freaking name right after all that work." Literally verbatim. Okay, again, we're not here to discuss that. But we are here to discuss Kick. So, anyway, so I met him through that. And I think he's fantastic. His wife's name is Shannon. So hello, Shannon. He lives really, really close to Rex Heuermann's house. He was boots on the ground when there was all those news conferences. Through him, I met Publicly Buzzed Steve. For those of you who have been watching me for a while, I had like his clip from Beetlejuice down. That wrestling clip was kind of funny. I've met Joe Giacolone. I'm just going to say it like that because I like it better than Jack Alone is what his name is. But I met Joe through him. Um, yeah. So anyway, like a month ago, he decided not to stream live stream trials anymore. I think it was during the Tommy Randy trial. He just is like, no, this isn't for me. So now he does this. Actually, it's really good. He goes into this Judge Boyd's courtroom. She live streams, and then like different courtrooms around the country, just smaller courtrooms that happen to have webcams, and it's actually super entertaining. So he decided to do that, and then he's also kind of branched off into some new ideas. Anyway, check him out, The Shaming of Jay, if you haven't already. And then decided to go on to Kick, and I thought, oh well, let me know how that goes, because I had started my channel there, but like I said, I just really wasn't. I'm trying to grow the brand itself versus like trying more new platforms. Again, I'm getting to my point. So anyway, I've just been staying in touch with him, asking how it's going, and he's like, "This is just, it's great." And now he's got Joe Giacolone over there, and Steve from Publicly Buzzed now is over there, and just last week, so the end of September. So for those of you who do not know this, on YouTube, in order to get monetized, meaning in order for people to be able to send you super chats or subscribe to your channel, join, show some financial support, a couple bucks a month or whatever. In order to do that on YouTube, you used to need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. They recently just changed that to 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. Now, thankfully, I've got the Tim Bleefnick clip that's had like 331,000 views since I put it up. Unfortunately, the clip is only like 15 seconds long. But I've gotten, times 331,000, third of a million watches. That's predominantly where I've got my watch hours. But anyway, that takes a long time. Like I said, I just got over 200. Again, humongous thanks to LTL Podcast Brian and his chat just over, I think last week it was. And I started during Letitia Stalk. That was like March. Where am I going with this? Okay, and then Rumble, aside from mostly the generosity of Patriot Polywog, there was an audiobook listener, Fiona is my bitch, who was generous enough to give a few Rumble rants. Aside from those two people and one subscriber, like monthly subscriber, nothing. I'm almost at $7 since March, since Letitia Stoke. All right, getting to my point. So Jay switched over to Kick. I asked him, what is the requirements? He said 75 subscribers. So Rumble, yes, Rumble has like, I think it's 100 followers is when the subscribe and the Rumble rants kicks in. I thought it used to be 25, but I think it's 25 to live stream. And I think that little switch didn't turn on until I got to 100. YouTube, again, still not there, but he said on Kick. So this is for those of you who don't know what it takes to have a live stream or a channel. For those of you who have a channel and are not growing, or have a channel that is larger. For example, Brian LTL Podcast has almost 11,000 subscribers now, but he's constantly, people aren't getting his notifications. His content is getting flagged like right away. Like, you get a little green light or whatever. I still haven't found out where the light is. I usually get notifications later that something happened. So for those of you with larger channels, and Mo in the Deep End, I mentioned it, something like that in her chat. Her and one of her chatters, I'm so sorry. I forgot the name already. Something Pineapples. Uh, there are smaller channels. Mo in the Deep is... She's 59 people away from hitting that 500 mark. I asked her this morning, do you have the required hours? She said yes. So these people are awesome. They're trying. So again, whether you're a larger channel and are getting suppressed or shit is happening to you, you're censored on YouTube, you don't feel like you're quote unquote breaking through the algorithm. Who knows if that's even a thing, or who knows how that's even functions. Or if you're a newer channel, still waiting for that magic moment that you flip to monetization. Kick is 75 subscribers and 5 watch hours. Rumble has no watch hours. Like I said, I've already mentioned what the thing is. But YouTube, 3,000 watch hours and 500 subscribers. Kick is 75 subscribers, 5 watch hours. Then you get monetization. Now, Jay last week mentioned he's only been over there for like a month, September. He already got paid, and I don't even know what the pay structure is. Like I said, I've made almost $7 on Rumble. You can't collect until you get over $100, which will be like 2026 if this continues. But he said Kick already paid him last week, like a couple days after they direct deposited whatever type of monetization is over there. I know at 75 subscribers, like Joe Giacalone, I noticed on his live stream yesterday, I think it's $4.99 a month to subscribe to their channel, and I noticed he was at 80. So I subscribed to his channel over on Kick. And another thing, YouTube, let's say, for example, you give a content creator $10 super chat. Very generous super chat. I've only had one $10 super chat or Rumble rant. But let's say you give $10. Now, on YouTube, again, if you do not know this, YouTube takes 40% of that, meaning the channel creator gets $6, YouTube gets $4. So like a lot of times you'll see like $1.99 super chat coming through. Again, very generous. That's wonderful, kind. But the YouTube takes 40% of that. So the content person gets $1.20, $1.19, and YouTube keeps the 80 cents. Rumble is better. They take 20%. So a $10 Rumble rant, the creator gets $8 of that. Rumble gets $2. Again, way better. Way better. But you can't withdraw it until you get to $100. So again, 2026, I'm really hoping that happens. Kick, they pay out right away. Like, I don't even know if there's a limit. And according to him, I think he said they either take 5 or 10%, meaning you give a $10. I don't even know if you can do that on Kick. I know you can subscribe. I don't know. Let's say you subscribe for $5. Then the person gets $4.50. Kick keeps 50 cents. See what I mean? So there. Now, there's my spiel. So I have 2 subscribers now on Kick. I know Dizzy is one of them. Thank you, Dizzy. The second person I don't know. Dizzy I found through Shaming of Jay and Publicly Buzzed and Joe Giacalone. All right. So Dizzy, and then there's another one. So what I decided to do, now you know the reason why, I decided to put my audiobooks back on the free side, but they will only be on Kick because I need 75 subscribers. And Kick, you don't have to like become like a subscriber. You can chat just fine, just like Rumble, just like YouTube. It's not members only, nothing like that. That's all just extra bonus stuff to help. But because I need to get to that magic 75 followers, subscribers, whatever, I'm not gonna, I'll do my audiobooks for free, but only on Kick. I need my 5 hours and I need 75 subscribers. Okie dokie. I was going to do some type of contest. Like I know Jay gives out like these stickers. He does a lot of like little things like that. Like if you join him, I know tonight he's giving out a hoodie. Crime Spies doesn't have anything really exciting to give out, and I really don't want to be spending money on like Apple gift cards and Amazon gift cards and stuff like that. These audiobooks already cost me $15, $16, $17 each. So this way you're able to get these audiobooks continued at no cost. So hope that makes sense. Now, I should have had this set up before. Oh, and I'm backwards. There, now I'm right side. And I'm bigger too. There's 2 screens. I forgot to switch it over. All right. Now I need to, just 1 second. And I rambled on for 23 minutes. So now in the description box, I have not put the link to Kick yet. Super easy. kick.com//CrimeSpies. That's it. I'm going to do a poll. I think Gab and Truth Social and Twitter will all allow me to do a poll on them. Like I said, I started Mark Levin, but it is such a long audiobook. The Democrat Party Hates America, which is in the thumbnail. It is such a long book, and like I said, my plan of having that be subscriber only failed miserably. So let me just adjust this a second and switch it over. So I just wanted to play. I do have the recommended sample from I don't like that either. I do have the recommended sample on Rumble already for free, so I'm not going to do that for the Mark Levin book. But I do have... No, that's not right. Hold on 1 moment. So many things to do. I do not have this. I do not have this one sampled. So we'll maybe do this one here. Let's listen to this. I'll mute.
A note from the author on the government gangsters. Unsurprisingly, the government gangsters that I expose in these pages didn't want this book to come out. Yet, by law, I needed their approval before we could publish. Contractually, all former government employees with high-level security clearances who write a book must submit the manuscript to the government for pre-publication review. Only after a certified review by all agencies and departments that the government chooses did we publish the book you're now reading. During that review process, government bureaucrats from 9 separate agencies and departments attempted to stop me. They delayed publication for almost 8 months, stretching out a process that normally takes 3 to 4 months to edit minor parts of 10 paragraphs. Only after I filed a federal lawsuit against the government did the Department of Defense, DoD, magically finish its work and release my manuscript. During the review process, the government often demands unnecessary redactions under the pretext of protecting classified information and, get this, unclassified information that may lead to the compromise of classified information. As you will see in this book, abusing the classification system is a common tactic government gangsters use to cover their tracks and bury their own corruption. They use this maneuver to redact some of the material in these pages. I could have fought again in court to remove the unnecessary redactions, but at the cost of delaying publication even longer. It was more important to get the truth out as soon as possible, even if I couldn't expose every last detail. Special thanks to Christopher Mills for taking the fight to federal court. This book was not easy to publish. It's the book the deep state doesn't want you to read. But they failed. I will not and will never let government gangsters stop me from putting the mission first.
All right, so that's just the note from the author. That's interesting because I've been saying forever, ever since, because this audiobook was just released on September 28th. So last week? And I in my head, because he pitched this book like a year ago, I wanted to get the Kindle book, and I thought, no, I'm going to probably just wait and get the audiobook. So that's interesting. I wonder if there was a delay in the actual book, because like I said, I've just been waiting for the audiobook. All right, so let's just go over some of these chapters and then I'll let you go. The link again to where these will be is in my post from Truth Social, on X/Twitter, and Gab. The initial posting for this live stream is always going to be the Rumble one, and then underneath it's YouTube, the YouTube link, and then it'll say also on Kick, and then it's, like I said, it's kick.com/CrimeSpies. Another thing for you content creators out there who are not on Kick yet, two things actually. Number one, I will promise you that I will find the video from 2 months ago that prompted me to just start the channel, even though I started it. I guess I wanted to reserve the name, and then I put it on the back burner because there's other things I want to actually do. But I will find that video link and put it somewhere, maybe underneath this video. I don't know. The second thing is on X/Twitter, if that's where you found the link. In the one that's below the Rumble one, the comment below where it says, I'm also streaming on kick.com. If you're a content creator, use @kickstreaming and then also @kickstreaming.com, kickstreaming live, I think it is. I would show you, but I'm not sure if I'm logged in. But what they do, if you put them, they retweet that. So let's say, for example, LTL podcast, Brian, or Mowing the Deep and Mowing the Deep End. For your live streams that you're having later on today, if you were to put those on a Kick channel, and then you go to Twitter or X or whatever, and you say, hey, don't forget to check out my live stream tonight. I'll be streaming on Kick, and then @kickstreaming, and then put your, put your Kick, because on Kick you can't send a link just, well, maybe I'm getting a little too detailed for people who don't have their own channel, but yeah, I'll have to do a separate one. Kick, you can't send the hyperlink to the actual live stream. You can only live stream on there, So you just, the hyperlink is stagnant. It's just kick.com/CrimeSpies. Now, once your live stream is over, it shows up as a video, but you can't just like upload a video on there. At least I haven't figured out how. I think it's only for live streams and then saving your live streams, if that makes sense. All right, back to this. Opening credits, letter from Department of Defense, note from the author. Again, this is an 8-hour audiobook. This is actually the same narrator as, for those of you on Rumble who listen to Miranda Devine's Laptop from Hell. Same guy. And he reads pretty quickly. Let's see, we got a dedication, introduction. Part 1, the Department of Justice. Part 1, Chapter 1, Reckless DOJ. Chapter 2, In the Belly of the Beast. Chapter 3, When Politics Obstructs Justice. Part 2, the Federal Bureau of Investigation and Russiagate. Chapter 4, Objective Objective Medusa. My contacts are dirty. Chapter 5, the Nunes Memo. Chapter 6, The Snakes Bite Back. Chapter 7, Crossing the Rubicon. The Raid on Mar-a-Lago. Chapter 8, Overhauling the FBI. Part 3, the National Security Council and the Intelligence Community. Chapter 9, Manufactured Impeachment. Chapter 10, The good what? The good ... Oh, it's just the good ... Okay, sorry. Chapter 11, The bad ... Chapter 12, And the ugly. Okay, I see where you're going with this, Kash Patel. Chapter 13, Putting the Intel in its Place. Part 4, the Department of Justice. Chapter 14, the Defense Industrial Complex. Chapter 15, the largest organization in the world. Chapter 16, Mission First. Part 5, January 6th. Chapter 17, The Insurrection That Never Was. Chapter 18, Made Up Domestic Terrorism. Chapter 19, Fight to Win. And then there's an Appendix A, Top Reforms to Defeat the Deep State. Members of the Executive Branch Deep State. The Nunes Memo, January 6 Timelines, and other documents. Ingratitude, and end credits. I guess you can't see that part. You'll just have to trust me. I'm still getting used to OBS, but oh my god, I do love it. Just have to get better at it. All right. So there's that. I think what I'll do, because I've already droned on and on for half an hour. So I think what I'll do is put the Mark Levin teaser in the description box also below. I will put the polls up as soon as I end this. And also on my community tab in YouTube, I'll put a fourth poll. So we'll have a poll on X, we'll have a poll on YouTube community tab. I'll do it for one day. We'll have a poll on Gab, and we'll have a poll on True Social. So that way you're still going to get these new audiobooks. I'm going to do one per month because I only get one per month. And I'll actually start doing probably 2 per month because I have a shit ton of audiobooks I've already bought. I've been a member of Audible forever. So I've got some Victor Davis Hanson. I've got all kinds of stuff. Charles Krauthammer, oodles. Mostly political. I do have a few non-political ones. I've got Pam Anderson's new book, Love Pamela, that came out around the same time as her Netflix documentary. I've got the Casey Hammer book that came out around the same time as House of Hammer did. I've also got one of my very first audiobooks was Leah Remini's Scientology, or Troublemaker is what it was. I actually have the hardcover of that one. That's really good too. I know Pamela Anderson and Leah Remini both read their books respectively. I'm not sure if Casey Hammer does. For the true crime side, well, Casey Hammer's a true crime one. To be frank, Troublemaker's a true crime one too, because in my opinion, Scientologists are criminals. Um, I've got so many. Let's see what else. I think that's it for now. So I've made some promises I will keep. Now at 4 o'clock, there is, and I've posted the link to, again, Rumble first, and then in the comments section underneath the posts on X, True Social, Gab, you'll see the thumbnail looks almost just like this. This one does. And I think it's called Daily Crime Talk. And then in the comment section underneath each is the Kick live stream and the YouTube link live stream. So it's all 3 platforms. But I would prefer, if you wouldn't please mind trying Kick. The audiobooks, like I said, will only be on Kick for free. Hopefully that makes sense. And that is my incentive to grow that platform. Now, I am crocheting some cotton dishcloths that I could do. Even like Jay's, this morning he was giving away these like glow in the dark, super funny stickers. I won the sticker contest a couple weeks ago. My daughter took 2 of them and stuck them on her like water bottle. Apparently that's a thing. And she left me with one of them. You know, and those aren't very expensive, but I suppose you got to buy like 1,000 of them at a time. I don't know. Something else. Oh, and another incentive for Kick is the chat on there is super easy to use. So, you know, on Rumble, you can type the person's name and it does come in bold. But like, you know, there's some people that have like little underscores or special characters in their name or like super ass long names. And it's hard to remember. I know a lot of people on there call me MN, like for Minnesota, because that's my original name. But and then on YouTube, you know, if you're using the desktop, you can type at and then start typing their name and then just click on it and then respond to them. Or if you're on the mobile thing, I always have to type at. And then again, you got the issue with, are you spelling their name right, spelling the whole thing, etc. On Kick, you see a chat that you want to respond to. Over to the right side of it is like a curved arrow backwards. You click on that, and then their comment is shadowed above yours and then you just type underneath it. So you don't have to go through the rigmarole of like, what's that person's, how do you spell that again? You know, if you want to respond. And then they've got animated emojis. I don't know if that's something that you have to, like as a creator, have to do. But I know on Jay's, he's got some and they bounce around. It's kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. So again, just trying to blow. I'm just trying to blow the platform. I'm trying to grow the platform. So there's my rambling for now. There's my pitch for now. And 4 o'clock, I wanted to do a live stream for just kind of an open discussion about what's going on in Israel. I know Brian last night, I think the day before, I think yesterday actually I had 2, watching some of the coverage. He did a really good job, but for those of you on the Rumble side, you're probably more well-versed in deciphering what's really going on versus what the, media is trying to tell you. So I haven't listened to Dan Bongino yet today. I thought maybe we could listen to part of that. The only problem is if we do listen to what Dan Bongino has to say today or Glenn Beck, I know I watched the beginning of his radio show this morning, but then they deleted it like right away. So I was going to maybe peruse through some of his clips just to get some of their perspectives and then also go through, there's kim.com on Twitter and a couple a couple people on Twitter that we know are reliable people giving us fact and not propaganda. That's the problem with people covering this over on YouTube. They're doing a great job, but what I saw repetitively through the chat and through the hosts, they're being fed some truths and a lot of lies. So you got to decipher like what. So I thought maybe I would just host something. And like I said, we can go through some of the really great people on Twitter. I went through some things on Telegram. We always know Telegram has some great accounts that have actual factual information and not propaganda. The second thing I want to talk about tonight is Miranda Devine retweeted someone. Richard Grinnell, is it Richard Grinnell? Retweeted something. Colonel Douglas McGregor. You know how much I love Colonel Douglas McGregor. He's on Redacted would be another one to kind of peruse through tonight on that live stream. Natalie and Clayton Morris over on Redacted. You know we get the truth from them. But Colonel Douglas McGregor, he retweeted something. So those people we know are giving us fact and not fiction. But a lot of the themes in there, and last night I kept retweeting and saying, please, people, stay frosty. Make sure your food supply is in good order. Make sure you got water. Make sure you got ammo. Make sure, just pay attention here. For those on the Rumble side, we know that when something happens and this whole weekend, no matter what if it was on Twitter or YouTube, people were losing their minds, which for good reason, but in some cases they're losing their minds and being fed a story that's not the real story. It's tugging at their heartstrings, if that makes sense. Some of it's true, some of it's propaganda. And again, the Rumble people understand this. When we're all focused as a society to things that are going on there, you have to wonder why. If our focus is over here in the Middle East, we're taking our eyes off our own neighborhoods and our homes. The border has been open for 2.5, almost 3 years. We know there have been how many people on the terrorist watch list, how many gotaways, etc., etc. That's where my concern is. So again, I'm not sure if that's something I can put on. I have it scheduled to go on YouTube. If I can figure out through Restream if I can shut it off at a certain point. Like StreamYard, you could just say, okay, we're done with this one and leave it on Kick and Rumble. I don't know. I'll try to figure it out because there's a great crowd over on YouTube. And, those people deserve the truth too. And they're, for the most part, everybody is very open and kind in the debate. They don't belittle, they discuss like adults. But my heart just kept feeling so sad for people because they're angry, they're frustrated, they're heartbroken. But in some cases, they're being fed propaganda. And I think maybe this would be a great way to kind of open their eyes. Again, I don't know specifically exactly what's going on, but what I can tell you is I do know where to look to get the truth. So maybe we can just look together. Like I said, I retweeted a bunch of stuff. I kept saying, head on a swivel, stay frosty, pay attention. What first appears isn't necessarily the truth. Keep focused on our country right now. I mean, think about it. Israel has the Iron Dome. Why was, somebody's post I read, yesterday said the Iron Dome is like 99% effective. They're taking some of this footage from the 1% time that it didn't function the way it is, and they're feeding it like it's happening all over. Again, Rumble people know. Same thing with like the Ukraine-Russia thing. We were fed what some people still are fed the propaganda. I don't know if that makes sense. Now I've rambled for 47 minutes. All right, so for now, goodbye. I'll put the poll up. Hopefully you understand. Hopefully we can get some more people over on Kick. Hopefully I've explained for you content creators why I think you too should maybe join the migration. And hopefully we can grow together. So I'll see you in a little over an hour. And thank you very much for your time. Wait, which one is this? Hold on. There. All right, see you later.